This earth was here before us, and it will be here long after we're gone. Every living thing on it has evolved together over eons of time. And although we are part of the web of life, because we see it, we think we stand above it. From all that nature gave us, we have made a new world out of wilderness, built great civilizations. It seemed there was nothing we could not do. Even the sky itself was not the limit. We see the symptoms of a reality we didn't expect. Have we reached the limitations of our human nature? Is this the end of the line for us? It's hard to tell from our current point of view, living here in the future's past.
The world that we live in is just this shockingly blue sphere. When you see it in space, you understand that it's a planet that's rolling around the sun, turning on its axis. The oceans, clouds, mountains, forests, you can see it all from up there. You can see over 1,000 miles in any direction, and it's all moving underneath you at 5 miles per second. When you look at the horizon, you see a very, very thin little blue ribbon of atmosphere. And it really brings home to you, it was a shock to me, and I'm a scientist, okay? I thought I had all the scales worked out intellectually, but it was a shock to me to see how thin the atmosphere is and how obviously it's easily affected by what we do.
This is a great challenge of our time, dealing with the human impact on the environment and what it means in terms of our civilization going forward.
We cut all the trees. We kill all the fish. We consume and consume.
So much ecological writing, just open the paper, is about the end of the world. So it's starting, like, when's it going to start? I wonder, 3, 2, 1. And the concept world as a sort of way of distinguishing between human beings and everything else has evaporated.
This is the only place that we know out of this whole universe that we can live.
Life is messy. We are changing multiple aspects of the Earth environment. Predicting all of the effects of it is incredibly complicated.
What do we do? We've been standing back and watching nature decline before our very eyes.
It's on everyone's mind, is why are we not doing more in response?
We've used our abilities to build a huge technological society that's very advanced. But in our essence, we're still animals. And one of the problems is that as animals, we have certain emotions and certain tendencies that are counterproductive in our great complex society.
Spinoza, the philosopher, said man doesn't really understand all the unconscious processes which actually really control their conscious behaviors and thoughts.
Perhaps the solutions we're looking for start in us, in our genes, our subconscious motivations, our most primal instincts.
We are the most flexible species ever evolved, I would think. And when you see people thriving in the Arctic, and you see people thriving in the Kalahari Desert, and you see people thriving in the Amazon rainforest, these are titanic accomplishments. But we also have the ability to destroy all of those habitats and everything in between.
Can looking at evolution help us understand the current conscious self we have and the future of humanity.
From an evolutionary perspective, humans are just another species. We're unique, but evolutionary biology sees every species as unique.
Every species everywhere is a genius at survival, otherwise it wouldn't be here. Every species can teach us something.
When you look at all the different life forms, the plants and the animals, they just seem so different to each other. But of course, we're all made of the same stuff, the atoms which make the molecules which produce the DNA. And the diversity is down to this process of natural selection. And so we know that natural selection has allowed diversity to appear as a process of winning out those who are most suited to the environments.
Natural selection has evolved different lineages of organisms, and we are at the top of one of those lineages.
The fact that we're animals doesn't mean that underneath our sophisticated civilization, we are these utilitarian lumps. It's exactly the opposite. What it means is that being sophisticated and artistic goes all the way down, at least to the level of beetles with iridescent wing cases. Because there's something intrinsically non-utilitarian and playful about evolution.
We're part of the system. We're nature. We're part of the earth, and we're fundamentally dependent on its good graces. Very symbiotic relationship to everything on this earth.
And I understand some people, if they say, no, this is a science thing, is not for us. That's the province of God. We shouldn't go there. I can hear that view, but I really don't think it's what I see in Scripture. What I see in Scripture is, come on, I want to show it to you. I want to reveal myself to you. I don't see science as challenging my faith. In fact, I see it as affirming my faith.
We are new on the planet. We are the most newly evolved. We're a trial run.
In terms of evolution, animals adapt to their ecological conditions, but as humans, we have been able to control our ecological conditions. Evolution itself is a process by which organisms become more efficient at extracting resources from their environment. Humans are unique, and that what makes us so different from all of other animals is our mastery of technology. We're uniquely able to transform our environment in ways no other animals can.
We humans are really big-brained primates that lucked out by becoming bipedal and discovering how to coerce other animals from a distance by being able to throw. We figured out how to tame fire and use it to our advantage. Our evolving technology allowed us to expand into new territories and manipulate the environment in ways that gave us an edge.
Places like this remind me about how harsh nature can be. We're so used to living in air conditioning and having the comfort of the modern world. But when you go out into nature and experience it firsthand, you're reminded very powerfully about how weak we are as an animal.